I was one of those people. I was like, oh, I need 9, 10 hours of sleep every single
Right.
day.
Right.
And then I realized that, um, you know, if I can train myself to have need less sleep to
Right.
function optimally,
Right.
that means that would give me another extra 2 hours to
Couple
do
of
something.
hours. Right.
So over the past few years, I have been training myself to function more optimally within 7 to 8 hours. Seven
Right.
hours is perfect for me now,
Right.
but it took a while
Right.
to get there.
And when do you have dinner usually? And when should
I have
everyone
five
have
meals a
dinner?
day sometimes, so
Really?
I don't really
Oh, of
know which
course.
one is dinner, which one.
5 meals a day, but you have small
I
quantities.
was one of those people who had to gain weight in order to be get to a certain fitness level. There are
Right.
some people who start off with a high weight and they want to lose.
Right.
I was the opposite. I
Right.
was literally like what they say, a kangru, kangru,
Yeah,
kangri.
like me, Kangri Pelwan.
This is how actually.
So, like after your own fitness thing, when did you get
Okay,
into
so
coaching?
the story is I was a bit distracted with fitness because
Right.
I'm a very passionate person.
Right.
If I like to do something and if I am gonna do something, I'm only gonna do it if I think I can do it best.
Right.
That started back in school when I had friends around me, my school fellows playing football, all sorts of sports, and people were excelling. I unfortunately could not excel in any of those things.
Right.
And that kind of like gave me this itch to just find something that I can be.
Hi guys, welcome back to Happa After 5. I'm Umar Jalani, founder of Happa Studios. Today's guest is someone who's built a lifestyle that doesn't usually come in one package. By day, he's coaching discipline, pushing limits, and building bodies. By night, he's behind the decks, creating energy in a completely different way. From starting his fitness journey to in Canada to building community, opening his own gym, and stepping into music. He's someone who didn't pick one lane, he built two. So today we're talking about discipline, identity, and what it really takes to balance two different worlds. Karam, welcome to Happa After 5.
Thank you for having me.
So, how are you feeling today?
I'm very good.
As a fitness
Excited to be
coach,
here.
is this a question someone asks you, or are you always
No,
on the?
it's always the other way around. I'm the
Right.
one asking
आप
ठीक
आप
है.
कैसे हैं ठीक
No
ठाक?
one really cares how you're doing as long as I'm doing my job.
So, but on a scale of 1 to 10 in a week, how fit do you usually feel throughout the week, or
I
does
would,
it fluctuate?
I think 10 out of 10 many bol sakta. It has to be like a 6.5 or 7. There's always ups and downs.
Right.
And it's how people manage the ups and downs is what makes a difference, right?
Right.
So
Absolutely.
obviously I have kids, I have a family, I have a alhamdulillah good social circle. Either I'm always busy, can't always get my sleep on.
Yeah.
So but these are the challenges that we just have to navigate through.
And how important do you think for you and for everyone else, fitness wise? So we're going to talk fitness, and then we'll go to music, and we'll mix both these things however we like. How important do you think कि एक दिन में एक जो routine होती है कितना important है उसको maintain रखना, like sleeping at the same time, waking up at the same time?
Oh, I think that's what we're built for, right? I
Right.
mean, the circadian rhythm. I think only today do we have humans with messed up sleep cycles. We
Right.
weren't built to be this way. We were built to sleep as soon as it gets dark,
Yeah.
as soon as you wake up. That's just how it was supposed to be, and that's how we perform best.
Right.
So I think every time I have clients coming, this is one of the things that I push for the most, to have a routine and have a discipline,
Right.
because that leads to better results on the long run. That's one of the precursors getting started in your fitness journeys.
Right. And generally, since you're also a DJ, your sleep cycle gets messed up over the weekends.
Multiple, many times, yes. That's one of the challenges. And it's something that I don't even know how I've managed it so far. It's difficult because one job's starting at 7 a.m., one job's ending at 7.
Right. Right. I mean, by the time you're coming back from your second job, might be time for your first job.
Well, I'm lucky that, one is on the weekend. So I'm always in some sort of a sleep debt by Tuesday, till Tuesday.
Right.
Yeah, I'm still catching up.
So
still
ये
catching
sleep
up.
debt जो है ये recoverable होता है, or does it pile up, or like एक दिन अगर आप कम सोए और अगले दिन आप double सोए तो does it
I think without getting into too much detail, you can catch up. Like, let's say if you don't sleep for 2 days, you really once a 1 10 hour sleep, you'll be good to go. Of
Right.
course, but you might be a bit more lethargic in the next day until and you consistently sote rahoge. By the second, third day, you'll be fine.
Right.
It's not something oh you missed 16 hours of sleep now you have to make up 16 hours of sleep. It's a bit different. It's
Right.
itna on point us तरह का नहीं है.
Or generally, like, I mean, what kind of a fitness instructor are you? Are you like a big multivitamins person, or like,
No, it's just basically about discipline and just putting in the work.
Right.
That's what I preach. Because sometimes you don't. When I get clients coming and they complain about oh I can't do this because I always have this to do. I can't do this because I always have some davatein to go to.
Yeah.
Ye wo. Uh, there's an analogy that I always give my clients, and that is, okay, let's say you were in school, you're doing your GSCs, O levels, A levels, you want to pass with scholars. You can't always have it your way, right? There are times when you're gonna want to go out with your friends, go somewhere and not study,
right? Bilkul.
but you kind of have to give it up if you want to study. You can't have it both ways, right?
Right,
Something has to be sacrificed. Something has to be
Right.
compromised.
Right.
And this is it's kind of the same thing in fitness. If you are not ready to sometimes let go of things with the bigger picture in mind,
Right.
I have
Right.
to achieve something. This is discipline. Just then you can't really get there.
But what are you really achieving? Are you achieving something on by losing something, or you're making sort of more mature adult decisions? Okay, this is
Both.
not worth it, and sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. Right.
Well, both. So I have friends who in Pakistan whose work will start at 11.
Right.
So they have, they can be sitting in a coffee shop having like a chit chat, and it's 11 o'clock. Oh, it's okay. I still have 12 hours to go for work. I can sleep at 2 easily,
Yeah.
no problem. But I have to wake up at 7.
Right.
So
Right.
I have to kind of like just like just feel a little FOMO and be like, nah, like
Nahi, so,
discipline is discipline.
what
I
is
gotta
your
go.
what is your cutoff time usually at night?
Over the past few years, I've really tried to train myself to be okay. So I was one of those people. I was like, oh, I need 9, 10 hours of sleep every single
Right.
day,
Right.
and then I realized that, um, you know, if I can train myself to have need less sleep to function optimally,
Right.
that means that would give me another extra 2 hours to
Couple
do
of hours.
something.
Right.
So over the past few years, I have been training myself to function more optimally within 7 to 8 hours. 7 hours is perfect for me now,
Right.
but it took a while
Right.
to get there.
And when do you have dinner usually? And when should
I have
everyone
5
have
meals
dinner?
a day sometimes. So
really?
I don't really
Oh, of
know which
course.
one is dinner, which one.
Right.
Yes.
5 meals a day. But you have small quantities at 5 meals. Yeah, like kuch time pe protein hai, kuch time pe vegetables hai,
Well,
things like that.
everyone is a bit different, right? I'm one of those people. Okay, so I was one of those people who had to gain weight in order to be get to a certain fitness level. There are some people who start off with a high weight and they want to lose.
Right.
I was the opposite. I was literally like what they say, a kangru,
Yeah,
kangri.
like me. Kangri Pelwan.
So this is how actually one of the big pushing points of me starting fitness. That's a friend of mine said कि करम जब तुम शर्ट पहनते हो लगता है कि हैंगर में लटकी हुई है. And it was like a wake up call for me.
Right.
And for someone who was really into fashion
Yeah.
as well, I was unable to pull things off because it just really has
Does
no
it didn't
physique.
look nice. Yeah.
A combination of these things really pushed me. कि चलो ठीक है, you know what? I want to focus on this fitness thing.
So you were in Canada, right?
I was in
before
Canada
coming?
I went there for 6, 7 years for university, but I did my schooling in Lahore.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what were you doing in Canada? Were you
I was doing business studies over there,
business studies?
and but just did not really have a good time in Canada. I had a great time in certain aspects, but overall, when you look at the bigger picture, no, in the end, what I went there to do, actually, I could not do. I think the weather over there really played a big part.
Yeah,
It
yeah. I
wasn't
mean,
for
it's
me.
just too cold all the
Yeah.
time.
I was very motivated over there in the summers. I was like, okay, every time the summer came around, it felt like, oh, I've turned a corner.
Right.
The motivation was high. I think if I got good grades, wasn't really fond of studying. But whenever I did have the good grades, it was during the summer sessions. And I never really realized until later it was the weather playing this part. I think the weather did a big
Bilkul.
part.
So, like after your own fitness thing, when did you get into coaching? And tell me a bit about your gym athlete.
Okay, so the story is that I just told you how I started, how
Right.
what gave me the push to start with my own fitness.
Hmm.
When I went to Canada, uh, I was a bit distracted with fitness because
Right.
I was so I'm a very passionate person.
Right.
If I like to do something and if I am gonna do something,
Hmm.
I'm only gonna do it if I think I can do it best.
Right.
Now, where did that start?
Hmm.
That started back in school when I had friends around me, my school fellows playing football,
Hmm.
all sorts of sports, and people were excelling. I unfortunately could not excel in any of those things.
Right.
I was okay. I was a decent defender in
Yeah.
football, I remember, but no, nothing that okay. Oh, who's the best top five player in
Right.
our school? My name would
Hmm.
not be close anywhere near
Right.
top 15 probably. And that kind of like gave me this itch to just find something that I can be really good at,
Right.
and just wanted to excel at. And that's when I started experimenting fitness. Then I got that push.
Yeah.
I started it, and it just turned out that it just came very naturally to me. I
Right.
was excelling. People were appreciating it. Oh, we can see changes in you so
Right.
quick.
Right.
And it just pushed me, just pushed me.
Hmm.
And it kept going on, going on, going on. And when I went to Canada, I over there, people also kept on appreciating me, and they actually started asking me questions, and I started educating a lot of people around me.
Right.
I just realized all of a sudden that I have a lot of knowledge
Right.
about this stuff,
Right. Right.
and I think that kind of started this thing inside of me. Ke, okay, I'm a passionate person. I want to do something that I'm really good at. And that's the only thing that I also realize that I can do. I
Right.
cannot be forced into doing something
Right. Bilkul.
and be like, okay, make a living out of this.
Hmm.
There are some people who can
Yeah.
because they just have to.
Right.
I was in a position where I could afford to.
Hmm.
So that's when I decided to pursue this because I realized that I was educating people and people were getting inspired by me.
Hmm.
And, those were
And it was coming naturally.
it was coming very,
like
very
you were
naturally.
feeling
Yeah.
easy about it.
And I was teaching some people some things better than their coaches were.
Right. और actually वो बहुत it's a very special quality when you have knowledge and you can pass it on to people which is digestible. Which people can
It wasn't
listen
just the knowledge,
to
it was
easy.
also the fact that I was inspiring people.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's a
And
quality
just
that
the
a
way
personal trainer
as
needs.
someone talks and the tone, I think all these things really matter. People also hate learning, right? It's also difficult for people to listen to someone else. But if some people have the right tone, the right sort of language, things, then it becomes more natural for
It's the
someone to
energy.
learn.
It's the
It's the
vibe.
energy.
That's
It's
they say,
absolutely
right?
the vibe. Yeah.
And I've started to feel that I had that vibe that
Yeah.
people wanted to
Right.
listen to me. They
Right.
wanted to see what I say and how I explain certain things. And like I said, I was explaining things to them better than they were reading on Google or
Right.
better than some other coach was explaining to them.
Hmm.
And I started noticing these things. And inside, then I slowly started to accept that maybe this is something that I really enjoy doing.
Yeah.
It really helped that the fitness trend was just getting in. पूरी दुनिया में वैसे आ रहा था. It was really helping, and I was looking at the figures. Personal trainers are actually making a lot of money. It's supporting my passion. Then why not do it?
Right.
So when I came back I actually started this fitness thing in Canada, but not for a very long time. It was like a month and a half. I made a lot of money in that month compared to what I do here because over there it was in dollars.
Yeah.
However, I think there was some issue with the visa and working over there कि उसको sort out वो सही तरह नहीं हुआ होता, and I had to stop, and shortly after I had to move back.
Right. Right.
Now, this is where the emotional bit comes. That when I came back, I was obviously from a family जिनको they had to warm up to the fact that personal trainers are इनका trend चल रहा है.
Right.
उनके ज़हन में personal trainers was all, I mean, oh, you went to defense club, gymkhana, वहाँ पर बस trainers are just helping with the weights and ये लो ये पकड़ लो.
Right.
They had that image.
Right. You come from like an industrial family,
Okay,
like
so my
a
family background,
yeah,
we're Zamindar people, we're agriculture background.
right.
Our
राइट
zameen are
उनको किसी
from.
चीज़ के भी एग्रीकल्चर के अलावा ज़मींदारी के अलावा किसी चीज़ के बारे में बताना मुश्किल
Well,
है
उनके ज़हन में था कि ठीक है ज़मीनें वगैरह वो काम
हाँ
है, लेकिन अगर कोई काम करना है तो कोई इंजीनियरिंग कर
हाँ
लो,
हाँ
कोई टाई पहन के बैंक में जाओ
हाँ
या वो करो.
हाँ
Doing something like personal
हाँ
training was alien to them. वो
right,
like क्या मतलब है
हाँ
personal trainer?
right. हाँ
Okay.
हाँ
And so what happened is कि
हम्म,
I saw that this is the problem,
हम्म,
and I was lacking a bit of confidence when I came back,
right.
when I moved back. So I kind of just had to listen to whatever they were saying.
हम्म,
Started working, inquired some shares into a clothing brand.
हम्म,
जो अब नहीं है,
हम्म,
लेकिन gained some experience in the corporate world, ये
हम्म.
वो, and wasn't enjoying it.
Yeah, killing yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just like this is, it
mm,
felt like I have no purpose here.
right,
शुरू में I
right.
honestly I learned a lot
Mm.
working from over
Yeah,
there, but that drive
yeah. Mm,
was missing.
mm.
That's what I meant by
I mean,
purpose.
big corporate world, that's what it does, right? It
Yeah,
just kills your drive.
yeah.
If you stay in there long enough, it just drains everything out
Well,
of you.
more on
Unless,
this later.
I
I'm
mean,
ready for the corporate world more than ever today.
yeah, but I mean, some people are driven for it.
Yeah.
Some people are built for the corporate world. They're fantastic at it.
Exactly.
But some people who थोड़ा जरा अगर creative flair हो जिसके अंदर उनके लिए बड़ा मुश्किल
I
होता है
think
मेरे
to
ख्याल में.
understand the world and how it works, it was more important for me to start doing it with a passion, with something with passion, and then pick things up about life in general. Like I said, us waqt I was for corporate world to me was just like, really. But today, if you give it to me, I'm more than ready because
Right.
now, like I've done this
And
for
I
so
mean that
long.
is something which you're also kind of working on exploring on the other side with your
Yes, I am.
baby product line, which
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say it right
No.
now, but well, it's out there. So since this is a design podcast,
Yeah.
I also wanted to ask you like how important is it for people to design their day, and how should you go about designing your day? That मतलब किस तरह आपको अपना schedule
In
करना
terms of
चाहिए
structuring your day,
in
right?
terms of structuring your day.
It's
Yeah.
extremely
And
important.
should you write it down? What should you do? Should you put it on sort of like a paper? Look at it. क्या करना चाहिए?
I think having a structure in your day is something my dad actually taught me that.
Right.
कि उसके बगैर you're gonna be a mess.
Hmm.
And salute to him. I mean, अगर वो मुझे ना ये सिखाते, I actually would have been a mess.
Right.
And I really like, um, I've had a few clashes with him, but there's so many things that I learned through them now that things are so different now.
Right.
So this is one of those things that he's really taught me well. And I applied that into my fitness. You know, I was used to be one of those late night owls guy, kind of a guy, and then I started waking up really, really early with his push,
Right.
thankfully. And in fitness, I started applying that, and I realized that if I didn't have a structure in my day, no, I would not be where I am today. Because you need to take care of your nutrition, you need to take care of your sleep, your hydration, etc. If I don't plan ahead what I'm gonna have,
Yeah, it's not going to be there tomorrow.
it's not gonna be there. दो
Yes.
बज गए मुझे भूख लग रही है, तो obviously then the first thing that you look towards is food panda, junk food.
Right. Absolutely.
If I start planning a bit in
I mean, half my
advance,
office lives on junk food, including me.
so it just takes
But
half
this is
an
the
hour
problem,
of
right? But
planning
this is
the
the
day before.
problem that कुछ आपको healthy food की accessibility ज़्यादा मुश्किल हो गई है rather than ready-made food, right?
It's not कि मुश्किल हो गई है, it's just कि नॉन हेल्दी फूड की बहुत आसान हो गई है.
बहुत आसान हो गई. एंड यू राइट प्री प्लानिंग नहीं कुछ कर रहे हैं ना.
Yeah.
आप ये नहीं सोच रहे कि आपने लंच पे क्या करना है, डिनर पे क्या करना है.
So it takes half an hour a week for me to plan my entire week, almost.
Right.
So I just have to go to the grocery store. I get all the meat that I
Oh,
want.
really? So that's what I'm talking
एक
about.
बार वो freezer में पड़ा होता है, and I'm like, okay, कल
Do you have a calendar? Do you have a schedule? Do you
no,
write or
no. एक दिन पहले बस मैं freezer खोलता हूँ, मैं देखता हूँ कि मैंने क्या खाना है. Okay, there's a row of chicken breasts, there's a row of beef steaks, there's a row of fish, and I'm like, there's a row of ground beef,
Right.
and then
That's about it. That's great strategy.
So I'm like, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna have the chicken and I'm gonna have the beef steak. Okay, I'll take one piece out, I put it in the fridge, it's
Right.
defrosted till the next day, and like when the time comes for me to eat, it's ready in the fridge to be eaten.
Right.
If I don't do that, okay, it's gonna go haywire. What am I gonna look at? Food Panda,
बिल्कुल.
pizzas,
And you also plan
burgers.
your kids' nutrition and diet and stuff and
Actually,
your
no, I'm
wife,
not
or
good.
are they,
I'm not
or
good
do
with
they
that.
hate you?
I have this fear. My dad really tried to get me into golf
Right.
when I was young,
Yeah.
but I think he was also a bit passionate about golf a bit too much.
Right.
I think वो उसी की वजह से ही clash आ गया
हाँ हाँ हाँ.
कि कुछ गलत हुआ तो
हाँ, तो
सुना दी मुझे
वाले.
एंड मुझे बस वो था कि मैंने खेली
हाँ, right,
ठीक है.
right. नहीं, किसी
And
आप
I'm
ज़्यादा
just
पुश करें तो फिर वो वैसे एक
yeah.
रेजिस्टेंस पैदा हो जाती है.
So this is what we decided
Right.
with our kids कि अभी तो no they're nowhere near nutrition उस तरह का,
Yeah.
but kind of just set an example in front of them and let them be inspired
Right.
rather than push them to do
How
it.
old are they?
7 and 4.
Okay.
My son's
Okay,
7
cool.
and my daughter's
Alright.
4. So abhi ke liye I just don't want to
just let them be.
rather than that, just have that environment in the house. Let
Right.
them see what's going around.
Right.
That's our motto, actually.
Right.
कि घर पे you don't rather than constantly trying to teach them certain things, just set an example.
Right. Right.
घर का माहौल ठीक ठाक हो गया, आपके बच्चे आपकी family ठीक है.
Absolutely.
This
Absolutely.
is what we believe.
I mean, that's also an extremely healthy thing to have कि आपके घर का situation
yes,
अच्छी
yes.
हो.
It's something that's been working so far.
Yeah. So, jumping into music, tell me a bit about that. How did that start? Are you generally a musician? Do you play an instrument?
No,
generally, or have you
I'm a
you
DJ.
got into it? Yeah.
I'm a DJ, and I got into house music when I went to Canada actually
Right.
for studies. वहाँ पर when I started listening to it, I also got really, really, really into it. Like I knew everyone, everything. कि कौन कब play करता है, कौन क्या play करता है, क्या होता है. Like I said, so my passionate side of my personality came out with music as well.
Right.
Um, now DJing honestly is one of those things ke it's the easiest musical instrument of sorts to pick up compared to other musical.